Your favorite mother-daughter duo is back
with a whole new season of Now That's Love.
Hello, loves. I'm Janae LaFleur, a certified holistic health specialist, trauma healing, and intuitive spiritual coach, and so much more. With a degree in science and expertise in brain health, fitness, and wellness, I'm passionate about helping myself and others heal, grow, and thrive.
And I'm Ashlyn LaFleur, wife, proud mom of two, and an educator with a master's in teaching and learning. I specialize in online teaching, a creative and course design, and a published researcher, all while sharing my journey of self-love and growth.
This season, y'all, we're diving even deeper into helping you learn more about yourself, loving yourself unapologetically, and grow into the best version of you.
Our mission is to inspire and empower you each week with real conversations, practical tools, and heartfelt encouragement, all rooted in the belief in the greatest love story of all time isn't just found in a fairy tale. It's the one you create with yourself every single day.
So settle in and let's dive into the beautiful journey of self-love, growth, and transformation together.
This is
Now That's Love.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to part 2 of Splashing into Summer, Reclaiming Joy, and even when times are rough. So we kind of talked about the why we stopped having fun on the previous one, and this time we are reclaiming back our joy with some great ideas.
The importance of to just notice, to be aware that, okay, I'm kind of stuck in this mode of not having a lot of joy in my life. It feels just mundane. So adding just little bits and pieces, and before you know it, you've got a lot more joy in your day that you're adding. It just becomes more natural state. So Ashlyn, we have some good ideas to jump and splash into.
So how do we splash back in? I love it so much. It's so cheesy and fun. How do we reclaim joy even when life is rough? And I think this is something that can be really hard. And if you're in the depths of that rough patch, we did talk about this on the previous season, that honor where you're at. Don't gaslight yourself, or don't, push it over to the side. Do face that. But at the same time, this is about really seeing past that and going forward from it. So the good part is we don't have to wait for our lives to be problem-free for us to choose fun. In fact, fun might actually be the very thing that gets us through the hard parts. The first thing is give yourself permission to feel good again. And that is something that I definitely had to work through with my friend passing away, or even just like relationships. But especially with my friend passing away, I almost felt guilt with feeling good again, finding friendships again. I really was just like, I can't ever feel whole without her. I can't feel good if I'm happy. Then I'm maybe mocking the situation, or I'm moving too fast past the situation. But I realized that I'm actually doing it for myself, and that's what she would want me to do, is to be giggling and be a goofball and a goofy goober again. And even when things are messy, especially when they are messy, you can be grieving and dancing at the same time. It reminds me of almost like the Indian chants that they would do, it's like even during like the morning or of something, they would still dance and sing about that. And struggling and still showing up to the beach. That also reminds me of too, whenever me and you were in the depths of a lot of situations 10 plus years ago, me and you sitting on the beach and just laying it all out and being like, you know what, this past 5 years has been a crap show. You're going through this too. I'm going through it as well. Like, this is nuts. And having that bonding, a lot of times too, I think that we feel alone in situations, and little do we know, a lot of times people are going through the exact same thing as us. They're just as ashamed of it as we are. So really opening up with people and connecting, like, I felt like I was the only mom to go through certain situations postpartum, and come to find out all the women I've talked to is like, no, like the first 3 months is a crap show, and tears and milk is spilling everywhere. And even just
Tired.
in life, financially, everyone is kind of in the same similar situation. We're all trying to be part of, and we try not to, but kind of in this rat race of money and finding jobs and love. And it's like it feels like a dating website constantly on repeat for a lot of people. And life doesn't always need to be perfect for you to play. So summer is just around the corner, and we're declaring this season of intentional joy, not performative, not Instagrammable joy, because we all realize that 90% of the crap that's on Instagram isn't even real. Because I even too, on my personal Instagram, I just show the great parts of my kids, them smiling, but little do we know that 10 minutes before that picture was taken, there was a tantrum that was thrown. Or the previous night that there was tears over spilled milk. And it's just being real, embodying joy that says, I may not have it all figured out, but I'm choosing to enjoy my life anyways. So letting go of the pressure to look a certain way, like I mentioned in the previous one about swimsuits, or just feeling silly, goofy, not just weird, or be anyone other than who you are. So jump into the water, laugh too loud, take up the space. Joy is radical act of self-love. And I love what my husband was talking about a week ago, where love isn't logical. And I feel like we try to add logic into everything in our life. Like things have to make sense. It's like you have to have 2 + 2 = 4. And in life, sometimes 2 + 2 doesn't really equal 4, It doesn't, love and fun doesn't necessarily have to be logical to other people around you. Maybe the fun that you're having isn't somebody else's fun, but still do it. You don't need to hold back because someone else doesn't agree with how you feel that love of yourself. And it's not a reward you earn, it's a gift you get to claim even now, even here. So I want to call it splash energy. So that's when I'm diving in flaws, worries, thighs, and all. I'm not waiting for my body to be smaller, my bank account to be bigger, or my calendar to be clear. I'm showing up as is, and that's enough. And I think as I've gotten older, and just piling more things on top of each other, having my husband, my family, and everything, and finding that time for myself, it can be very rare. But still having that, I find myself being a better wife and mom, and even a friend, just giving my time to that. And your friends and your family will know that you need that time. So I think a quick, low-cost, fun idea to get you started, just a little few tips. We mentioned a few in the first one, but my mom mentioned in the previous one, making a playlist that makes you feel unstoppable, and have a 5-minute dance party. I think this one, it always brings me back to like Girls Just Wants to Have Fun.
Right.
I love that song, and also that movie, like just dancing and singing and just really not giving a crap. Because that's one thing I felt like I loved about like all the 80s movies, is that, no offense, a lot of them just danced like they were on complete drugs. But they didn't care. It was great. They were doing backflips and everything.
Flash dance.
Yes. I think one of my favorites with my kiddos is hosting like a backyard picnic. And I will just lay a blanket down, make some peanut butter jelly sandwiches. I'll even set up like the little mini kid pool and have my kids just splash in the backyard with that. And it's like the best day ever. It's so simple. It's cheap. It's nothing crazy. Or you can even do, I remember when whenever I was little, if it's too hot outside, which with the summer heat, especially down in the South, it feels like it's impossible to get outside without flies and mosquitoes sometimes. Even doing it inside, and even doing a tea party,
So
having
fun.
your kids make cookies.
I love
doing
doing
that with
Me
my
too.
kiddos.
Love doing that.
And then doing a fun challenge. Try one plateful thing a day for 7 days. So blowing bubbles, coloring, painting. I know a couple people love doing TikTok dances, skipping down the sidewalk, which that one honestly reminded me of Phoebe on the episode of Friends, where she's just like running like crazy, and Rachel's like, "Why the heck are you running like that?"
It's so
Like,
funny.
but then she
Flapping your
learns like,
arms.
I need to let go and have fun. She's like, "Why do you care?" And it's like, yeah, why do I care? And then doing starting a joy jar. every time something makes you smile, write it down and toss it in. Me and my friend, whenever we were growing up, had a joke journal. I wish I could find this journal. Who knows in the depths of all my 20 trillion journals that I've written in where it is. But we thought we were so funny. So anytime one of us created a joke, we would write it down real quick and we would make sure that we kept it so we could go back on. And sometimes we would go back on and be like, that was really only funny in the moment, but still we enjoyed it. And then even just going on a yes walk, saying yes to whatever brings curiosity and delight on your path. And I think this is just kind of like a free fall. Like, I think going to just like more of an open park and doing this more than like a neighborhood walk. My son and I will go for walks and he'll also be like, all right, let's go and find yellow flowers. And he'll be on a hunt for yellow flowers, or let's find pink or white. And we'll go on a hunt actually together, or looking for bugs on the floor. Look for the little roly-polies. Oh, how many ants can you count? And it's a lot of fun to do that because I actually start getting really into it too. At first, it's all like a game to distract him from like something maybe going on. And it ends up being like a fun thing that we end up doing, or even just sprinting as fast as we can. I think that's another thing that I lost as being an adult, where as a kid, it's like I was the fastest kid on the playground. As an adult, we don't really run anymore. And just being able to run and be like, I'm going to race you to the car. Like those types of things become really fun, especially with boys. They always want to run and show how fast they are. And then rewatching your favorite childhood show. Like I love watching Spirit or Pocahontas. Those ones always just bring back the freedom and my true spirit of how I feel in my life. And or even just doing an old school activity of hopscotch or jump rope. I love what's that one with chalk? That's hopscotch, right? Yeah, hopscotch.
Uh-huh.
You throw the rock, and it was so cute because I look at the girls that, or even boys at the playground that have the chalk set, and they make it so much fun. And all the kids are doing hopscotch, but as the adults are walking past the hopscotch, they're not doing it. And Jerome and I will like look at each other and he's like, you're gonna do it? I'm like, I'm gonna totally do it. And all the kids will kind of smile that, as adults that we're doing hopscotch. And I think as adults that we need to set that example that you can still have fun. I felt like as a child, as an adult, you had to be so serious, and the fun is over once you're 13 to 18 years old. Real life kicks in, but it's just possible to keep expanding even further as an adult. I mean, now that we are adults, it's like we can hop in the car and drive. I remember being 16 and just being so happy that you could just drive anywhere, like getting that fun spirit back just to go and have that freedom. I love this trend that was on TikTok and Instagram where these girls were realizing like I actually have the freedom. Like I can right now it is midnight and I can go and order a crumble cookie if I want. Like I don't have a mom or dad to tell me no, you can't do that. We have the freedom to do so much, and just being able to have that fun. And then if you want to even expand more too, I do have my great journals to even give you more ideas. So those were just a few ideas, but I have my self-love journals. I also have this and more of a darker like moon type of color, and I have this one as well. And inside it's a 7-part writing journey to self-love, and I have so many great ideas in here, even just a beginning to kind of give you some ideas on how to do it. So it's like I have parts of reframing and affirmations, and I also have just finding self-love. Let's see, and care, releasing fear and judgment, intuition, inner child and future self, and just self-awareness and gratitude. And you'll have a page for writing, and then like a writing prompt, and then you'll have an idea for that day. So even just walking, giving you inspiration of like just trusting the process. Let's see. I also have just fun affirmations that you can, if you want to cut out or color, coloring pages to bring back the inner kid. And then usually each of these sections have just kind of what it fits, swinging at the playground. There's so many more. There's over 100 activities on these books. They're both the same book, but I love it so much. There was ideas that I just found that helped me out just to really connect with myself and just remind myself that of your worth, the bringing in the fun. And I think summertime is a great time to just start those activities. It's fresh air outside, and yes, it can be hot, but I've talked to so many women at the park that have come from different countries. They're like, you have no idea how great it is to step outside and you have AC. And I think that focusing more on the gratitude of the weather, I know that it can just be hot, but it's like, no matter what, I feel like people can find a way to complain. Oh, it's raining outside. It's like, oh, great. But to me, it's like, it's filling up the lakes, it's filling up the rivers, it's giving water to the grass. And it's like, yay, I don't have to water my lawn. Or even whenever it's cold outside, finding the blessings and gratitude in everything. It's like the season and changings, and also finding the season and changings within yourself and being grateful for those as well. And I just want to invite y'all to find that joy, be the initiator of your life and pushing forward towards that. Invite your friends even to do something silly. It's great to just, I personally feel like bouncing off of other people's energies is just so much fun because someone will add something to the joke or even come up with a great idea to go and do something fun. My friends are sending me great places to eat all the time. So I'm like, we just need to actually do it. And giving that permission to be the one who laughs first, who tries something new, who isn't too grown to be lighthearted. And I have one of my friends that lives down in Austin that I recently went and visited her, and I felt like my energy was just kind of down, not in a bad way, but just feeling just tired. You know, my kids were keeping me up. I had to wake up with my little one at 4 a.m. because he needed to eat. And I went in and I was just so exhausted. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even know how I'm going to be able to keep my eyes open. And then she just started talking to me, and her energy is just so contagious and so sweet. And just with hearing her voice, it made me want to talk more. And it actually like rejuvenated me and be that friend. I feel like she's such a great example for that. And being that person that doesn't, I mean, she could have bounced off my energy and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired too. But instead, she just brought this lightness and making me laugh. I felt like I was going to roll off my chair a couple times while she was doing my hair. Surprised she didn't give me bangs accidentally with me laughing too hard. But it's like being the leader of that. Too many of us just kind of follow other people of what we think we need to do, but having that fun. And if you're in that hard season, first of all, I just want to say, like, I sympathize with you. I feel you. I understand you. Both of us have been in that hard situation, and it's sometimes hard situations still come up to this day. And we have to remind ourselves that, okay, like, it's just a season. Like I said, with the weather changing, the hot, the cold, the rain, it's just embracing the season that you're in and still trying to find joy in the rain, in the cold, in the heat. Like, oh my gosh, it's hot. I'm in the hot. I'm sweating. I feel like I'm dying. But thank God I can splash into a pool and just be able to have that. And the one lady that I talked to at the park from Germany is like, there's only one pool where she was at, and she's like, that pool was packed with people. And here it's like you have the freedom to be able just to go to any pool you want. And I never, until you start understanding other people's perspective, which I find is so beautiful, and we need to do more in this world, looking at other people's perspective. It's like, you know what, you're right. Because I was complaining about it being 90 degrees. And she's like, no, this is great. Like, you can go home to AC. She's like, I didn't have AC where I was from. And finding that positivity in life. And this might be like the last thing that you want to do is find something fun. Like I mentioned even earlier in this part too. But joy doesn't ignore your pain. It gives your heart something else to hold on to. And kind of, I felt like whenever I started to have fun, it started taking place of the pain. It started bandaging things up a little bit and reminding me that, yes, life has its ups and downs, but it is okay to enjoy life. Like, that's the reason why we're here. We're supposed to be picking apples off of trees, and we're supposed to be looking at the deer and the birds in the sky. I love bringing my kids out because they really recognize, like, the little things in life. Like my son, like there'll be like my little baby. I have two boys, little baby that's only 8 months old, and he's not focusing on like the emergency cars passing by. I mean, sometimes he will be, but he will look up in the trees and the birds, and he'll just focus on the birds just chirping. And I sometimes follow his eyes around just to get that perspective of just a new baby in life. And I'm like, wow, like that is really cool that a bird's just right up next to us. Like we just see it all the time, but to him it's like, whoa, what is going on? It can fly. That's so magical. And finding the beauty in that. And this summer, we're choosing to relax our shoulders. If you feel like your shoulders are feeling heavy and your neck is feeling tight, maybe just start relaxing and being out where you feel comfortable and safe and having fun and just relaxing. So focus on your shoulders. I think that's a tell sign that you have a lot of stress on you. Like, just relax, and soften your heart and maybe let something surprise you this summer. Maybe just let this be like your new season of life where it's, yeah, the last season of your life and your previous TV show. Times were rough and tough, and this time you're like, you know what? I'm in my revival mode. I'm in my hot girl summer. I'm gonna go out and have fun, and I'm gonna flirt if you're single. Like I'm just gonna enjoy things and be open to life. And because now that's love means really honoring the whole journey and not forgetting to enjoy it. And that's why we're called Now That's Love. It's in the moment there's love, and you can find love in activities, love with others, love within yourself. So your challenge this week is to really just create at least one moment, and maybe sometimes not even look for it, just jump into it. Like there might be something that comes, you're out and maybe you see some people salsa dancing in the park, join them, like go and have fun. There's no pressure, even just having fun and talking to somebody new at your job, at your place that you like to go to, your gym. It's no pressure, there's no perfection. Just remember that at the end of the day, no one really cares besides yourself. So just splash into it. Even just a little small pebble, a little puddle. Even with Malay, like whenever he'll have his rain boots on and it just has rained, and he finds the joy just even splashing in little puddles. And when have we really stopped just worried about getting wet? Like, get wet, get dirty, go have fun and involve yourself in these activities. And fun doesn't need to be extra. It's truly just essential to life. And your joy is your protest, your joy is your healing, and your joy is your birthright. We came onto this world, yeah, we came out crying, but right soon after we saw our moms and we had that like peaceful smile and giggle. And until we start doing that, then when are we really going to be able to relax and find self-love? Because if you can't find fun and joy, you can't find self-love within yourself.
So have fun, y'all. This is a summer broadcast. Enjoy. It shouldn't be difficult to find a little fun in your day. Don't take life too seriously.
And there's always so many things that you can find like around you. I think even whenever we were down in Austin recently, and even
free.
just where we live, there's so much to explore. You think that there isn't, and I think a lot of times we pass by the things that are around us because it's like, oh, it's just right down the street. But yeah, it's right down the street. Like it's at your convenience. Go.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to cost a lot of money to go and have fun.
For anything. Be free.
Yeah. So true.
Much love. We'd love to hear from you down below what you'd like to do that's fun.
Yeah. Give me some ideas, please. I love having that.
Love to hear it.
Bye. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this space of love and transformation with us. If this video resonated with you, please like it. And if you know somebody who might benefit from this message, be sure to share it with them, because love and growth are meant to be spread. For more ways to deepen your journey, check out the details in the caption below. You'll find links to our Etsy shop, journals, and our 21-day Jumpstart course. Until next time, keep shining.